Hi, I'm Nicole with Life's Sweeter Side, and today I'm going to try a new recipe that I've been wanting to try for sugar cutout cookies. Normally I have like a vanilla type recipe and then a really good chocolate one, but this one is actually cookies and cream, and it's made with this Oreo pudding mix is what gives it the Oreo cookie flavor in there. We haven't tried it yet, so my family will be the official taste testers to let me know how this goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First I'm gonna cream together the butter, which I have a total of 1 cup, and I always use salted butter, but 1 cup of butter just softened, and I just kind of cut it up into chunks so it's easier when it's creaming. And then a cup of sugar. And we'll cream that together. Okay, while that's going, I'm going to put 1 large egg in there. Can you give me a spatula, please? Or one of the rubber spatulas. Okay, I'm going to put 1 large egg. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Thank you. And just make sure that that is all mixed together. And then I always just kind of like to scoop around, make sure it's all mixed in really well. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, the last things are just, so a box of the cookies and cream, Oreo cookies and cream Jello mix, or pudding mix, I should say. So I've got that here. I'm just gonna add that into the mix. And then 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I'll go ahead and get that in there. Okay, and then we're gonna mix this. And sometimes I've got my little, turn it on a little slow at first. I don't want flour everywhere, put my cover on it. Sometimes I'll cover that with a paper towel if I've got a whole bunch in there. And just stop it in about the middle so you can scrape the sides. Make sure it's all incorporated. And I see chunks of Oreos in there. And you can always add more Oreo in here. So I'm gonna try it this way with this recipe. And by the way, I did not create this recipe. It's from, I follow Crumbles by Nicole on Facebook. She makes some really cool things. She's in Georgia. But she's got this recipe on her website. So when I saw it, I knew I wanted to try it. Okay, I'm going to mix it just a little bit more because I want to make sure it's real powdery right now. You mix it long enough on about medium speed, it should come together and the sides should be pulling apart, or pulling away from the dough should be pulling away from the sides, I should say. And sometimes it looks like it's not going to happen. You just have to mix it long enough to kind of get that consistency on here. Stop it again. I can tell some of it at the bottom needs to be incorporated in. Smells good. Smells like cookies and cream, that's for sure. It smells like Oreos. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I might mix it just a little bit longer. It's still kind of crumbly. I don't want to have to piece it all together or kind of mold it together to make sure it's all in there. It'll just be easier to roll out when it should be forming a big lump, is what it should do. There we go. Now it's looking good. Okay, let's check it out here. So see how it just falls off? That's the right consistency. That's where you can form it into a ball and get it ready to roll out. So I'm gonna just take it off of here, push this out of the way. Okay. And my parchment paper. Can you hand me my parchment paper over there, please? My husband's in the background helping me because I have kind of a small space, so I don't have room to set everything that I need. Okay, see how it just comes out in one big kind of ball? And then I am going to, it's supposed to rest for about 10 minutes, so I'm just going to leave it here. Just kind of form it into my ball, leave it here, and then wait about 10 minutes, and then when we come back, I'll roll it out, and I'll show you some of my other cool tricks so that when I cut these out, they actually keep their shape and not spread too much. So we'll be back when this is ready. So rolling them out to 5/8 of an inch. I like them a little thicker because with the amount of royal icing that goes on them, it kind of evens the flavor out a little bit more. Cut out whatever shapes. I'm just going to do St. Patrick's Day here. And all I really have right now are some shamrocks and some hats that I'm going to kind of make as leprechaun hats. Not sure of the design yet, but...
Do you have any old stories about St. Patrick's Day your mom told you?
So I come from a very Irish family. My mom is all Irish, so... we just really, growing up, we always had corned beef and cabbage. Always, always, always. Always had to wear our green. It was kind of a big deal to us. But no, it's pretty cool just being Irish. When I did my DNA stuff, I'm actually a little bit more than half Irish. So that was kind of cool for me. I always knew I had Irish in me, but with my dad, I wasn't sure how much more or how much I really had. But I'm pretty proud of that. Okay, we'll roll out as much as we can. After I roll out these cookies, I actually pop them in the freezer for about 10 minutes, and that chills them. And they'll come out and they'll be pretty firm, but that's okay. They'll still cook. It still takes about the same amount of time to cook, but it helps them keep their shape so they're not, you know, looking like a blob when they come out, and they'll actually look like shamrocks. So keep in mind, I haven't tried this recipe before, so we'll definitely see how well this, well, if it doesn't spread, or if it does spread, we'll definitely find out when we take the first batch out here. But putting them in the freezer will help that for sure. And always try to maximize the dough space so you don't have to keep rolling out so much. And also, what I normally do with my normally when I make sugar cookies, I will roll the dough out, and then I put it into my the refrigerator for a little while, just so that the dough is actually a little firmer than what it is right now. As you can tell when I pick these up, some of them are ripping a little bit, so I have to put them back together. But it makes the dough more firm, and so when you pull the cookie out or pull the dough away from it, you don't get these sides where you kind of need to smooth out. I did not do it with this dough. I'm just trying to follow her recipe exactly as is. Okay, so I've got a bunch on here. I'm going to put these in the freezer for 10 minutes. And then once they come out, we'll put them back into the put them back into the, see if you can see that a little bit better where I'm at. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to put these in the freezer for 10 minutes. I have got a batch already in the freezer that I'm going to pop into the oven, and then we'll show you what they look like. So here this is the true test. Okay, so cookies are out of the oven, and before I forget, it's 375 for 8 to 10 minutes is what the recipe calls for. I actually did these ones for 11 minutes because everybody's ovens are different. I think I want to do them for 10 minutes next, or excuse me, I did them for 12 minutes. I want to do them for 11 next time, just 1 minute. I mean, they're still good. They're not burnt or anything like that. I just usually don't have the brown around there, so, but they'll be just as good, hopefully. So now I'm ready to try it. Oh, pretty amazing. They're good. These are a keeper for sure. All right, so I'm gonna have these on my March newsletter. I'll have the recipe there. And then I will also be posting this to YouTube and to my website, so you'll be able to watch this many times over and make the same recipe. Thanks, everyone.